everyone, and welcome back to Seashell Budget. Today I am going to be cash stuffing for week 2. So let's get to it. So today I have £225 to cash stuff. As you can see here, I have £5 in coins. And then we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 2, 25, 210, 215, 220, 225. So I hope you're all well. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you again for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, then thanks for stopping by, and if you enjoy this video, I hope you'll subscribe so that you can watch some of my future videos. I'm actually at the time of recording this, I think 96 subscribers, so I'd really like to reach 100. Hopefully soon, that'd be great. So if you are here for the first time, then I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. Anyway, so on to the cash stuffing. So this money has come from a combination of places. £80 was brought in from my child benefit payment for my youngest daughter. £30 is my eldest daughter's contribution to household costs. £40 is my partner's contribution to groceries, and the remaining 75, I believe, is just every penny that I had left in the bank. So although this is week 2 of January, I get paid every 4 weeks. So this is actually week 4 of my 4-week budget, so I get paid next week. So yeah, let's get on with it. So firstly, we're going to go into the weekly envelopes and pop some in there. So as you know, my usual budget for groceries is £80. Oh, that's come out of there because I switched the order of the envelopes earlier. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, £80 is my usual grocery budget, but last week we only stuffed 25 and we only spent 15, and that is because we had quite a lot in from Christmas and things, and we didn't need any pet food, we didn't need any sort of household products, but this week we do need quite a lot, so it is going to get to 85. But before we do that, I have decided that I'm going to do the dice challenge out of grocery money. So this is the Dice Baby challenge from LaBelle Budgets. I think that's what she's called anyway. I did this last week for the first time. Obviously I didn't record that last week, but as you can see, I rolled a 3. So today I'm going to roll, save whatever is in there. And what I did last week, actually, because my initial budget for groceries was £30, I rolled a 3, and the remaining 2 I moved into the envelope challenge. Depending on what I roll on here today, I might do similar today, because I want to get the envelope challenge done and dusted as soon as possible, because that is going to help fund our vet fees. So anyway, let's give this a roll and see what we get. Oh, right, I don't know if you can see that, but that is a 4. So 4 is going into the Dice Baby challenge. What I actually might do is I'm going to take £1 out and stick the 5 in. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I will scrub off before. I think it was this one I used. So what I'm going to do is one colour per row, I think. So this row is obviously going to be green. Green is my favourite colour. What is everyone else's favourite colour? I think Michelle at Yorkshire Budgets is a green girl too. Which I always think is weird because, well, not always, but all my sort of setup is a sort of bluish colour, and yet my favourite colour is green. So but anyway, so that's the dice challenge done. So 20, 40, 60, 76, and what I'm actually going to do is take £5 of this and put that to one side, because I'm going to keep that for the envelope challenge, and the 71 can go into groceries. That should be plenty enough. What I'm going to do actually after this video is sort of make a meal plan for the week. My mum and dad bought us a Ninja. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that already. And this week I've used it 4 or 5 times. It's pretty handy, to be honest. It's saving us quite a lot in electricity as well, because we obviously don't have to put the oven in it and the rings on as much, so that's good. Right, so next up is fuel, and as always it gets £20. I probably will end up using that, I'm not sure yet. I've got about half a tank, but I've had this week off work, although I did have to work Thursday because we were so understaffed, it's crazy. But I'm hoping that I can get away with maybe putting a tenner in. Anyway, spending is getting a 10. Family is not getting anything, and miscellaneous is getting 5. That's basically in case I've forgotten about anything that I need to pay for. So we'll see. So that is the purse done. Right, so next up, all the notes are going everywhere. I might need to get a stand. Next up we have the sort of long term, although one of them is very short term at the moment, but the long term binder. And what I'm going to do is, I was thinking about adding 20 into pet and 20 into emergency, because just general emergency, I think we need to start looking into that at some point. But what I'm actually going to do is stick it all in the pet emergency, because at the end of the day we're going to need it. So it's getting 40 today. Which brings us up to 20, 40, 60, 80. I'm just going to check that actually on because I've got some notes beside me, but I sort of changed my plan halfway through. So I've been using the Budget with Ira book. I didn't invest in the stickers. Yeah, per emergency is getting 40 today. But I've been using the ones that came through the book, and then I've sort of run out of stickers now, so I won't do the rest of the month. I've got a few little bits and bobs left, but I'm not sure how I want to lay it out either, so that's why I haven't really been bringing the book onto the check-ins or anything. But I will just quickly show you my no spends. So already this month I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 no spends, and I don't think you can read that because the pen was a bit light, but my goal was to have 7 no spends this month, so I'm only one away from my goal, which is amazing. It is simply because we've had no money to spend. so it might be a little bit different throughout the rest of the month, but I'm going to try as best as I can to have even more no spends this week. So obviously the orange letters numbers here are week 1, the green is week 2, and so forth. So today is the 6th, which I'm recording this video on. It'll obviously come out tomorrow, but I haven't spent any money today because I haven't even left the house today. So there we go. So yeah, that's right, we've got £80 now in the cat fund. Well, it's pet fund. What I'm gonna do, obviously we're gonna be aiming to put as much as possible into here over the next few weeks, is once we know what's going to happen with the cat and we know how much we're going to have to pay to sort him out, we'll if we've got anything left over that we haven't spent, we'll divide that between pet emergency and regular emergency and go from there. So should the cat not need any further treatment, which is looking kind of unlikely at the moment, we have got a GoFundMe page that was set up by my daughters, and I know a couple of budgety people have donated to that. So I'd firstly like to say thank you so much. That's going to be a massive help should he need to have the operation to have his leg removed. In the event that we don't have to have that surgery, the bill as it stands at the moment so far in vet fees is just over or just under £1,000. He had to have some more medication this week, which was cheaper than the first lot actually for the same thing, but it was a different vet. So it just goes to show that they don't all charge the same amount. So it would probably pay people to have a little look around to see what vets are charging and try and find one that's not ripping people off. But yeah, the original painkillers cost us just over £40, and the new painkillers from the new vet for the exact same amount, exact same thing, were just under 30. So yeah, definitely shop around for your vets. Something you wouldn't think about in everyday life, but there you go. Anyway, so moving on now to variable sinking funds. So we've got 2 to pop into here today. Holiday, I want to start this one off with £10 today. This is to save for a little holiday for me and the 2 girls for my youngest daughter's 16th birthday in May. And the reason why it's quite important is because this is probably going to be our only family holiday this year, and my eldest daughter is born in August, so she has been on holiday almost every year of her life so far, even when she was a baby. So the youngest always complains and says it's not fair that she never gets to go on holiday for her birthday. So we're going to coincide her birthday with a little weekend away, just me and the 2 girls. And then later in the year, myself and my partner Chris will be going on a little few days away as well, which is something we've done for the past few years because our birthdays both fall in October. So we tend to sort of like ask if any of family or whatnot are giving us gifts to give us money, and we use that towards the cost of going away for a few days. Next is Out and About, and that's getting £5 this week, and that is because I have a paranormal investigation planned, which has been planned for a few months now, on the 27th of January, which I don't want to let the other team down and say we can't go, because like I said, it's been planned for quite a while, and we're team sharing a location, so we all split the cost by how many people. So I think at present there's 10 people going, and the cost of hire is £150, so it's £15 per person, and we will be paying that on the night. So I've got a few weeks yet to save the rest of the money, and we'll also probably need to get a little bit together, maybe a £5 each, because we plan to get some pizzas whilst we're there, because one of our team members, it's his birthday on that night. So there we go, which brings me actually to my next binder, which is my sort of annual occasions binder and gifts. So gifts will be to this first initial. I wanted to get gifts to have sort of at any given time £50 in it, which is more than enough to cover any gifts that we need to buy throughout the year. And then obviously once I spend some, I will top it up. The next birthdays are 2 days apart at the end of January, which is our friend from the paranormal team. Just checking, yeah, 10. And my dad's. So we need to get a little bit in there. I don't know that I'm going to get them a lot. They're both aware of the circumstances, so they probably won't expect it anyway. But should I need to get them anything, it'll just be a card and a little something. That's more than enough to cover that. The next thing I want to do is to start popping some into Jessica's birthday fund. Because it's her 16th and I want her to have a really good birthday. So she's asked for money, and I'm going to give her this money to take away with her, and she wants one of the days while we're away for the weekend to be a shopping trip, so she can go and spend all her pennies. So she's getting £20 today. And the plan is to sort of snowball the birthdays. So the next one in this folder isn't till August, which is my eldest daughter. And then mine and Chris's is October. And then the last thing in here is Christmas. And in terms of regular birthdays, we have the other member of our team in, I always forget whether it's March or April, which is really bad because I've been friends with her since we were in primary school, and we're like 41 now, so that's terrible. But it's either March or April. And then my mum's is in May. It's actually the day before Jessica's. And then my mum and dad's anniversary is in August on my eldest daughter's birthday. And then the next sort of family member is not until November, so they're nicely spread out throughout the year, really. So that's all the binders done for today. I'm sorry if I'm like rambly today. And I'm sorry that I keep saying I have to try and cut that out. Okay, so next we're on to the envelope challenge, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. £30 to pop into the envelope challenge. So I'm just going to grab the envelopes now. Okay, so I'm back. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to, hopefully this is in short. Let me check actually. I much better check it's still recording, because I could have sat here talking to myself for half an hour. Yep, we're in shot, and yes, it's still recording. Right, so we're going to do 25, 2 and 3, get those out of the way. I'm just also writing the date that I filled them in, just for my personal record. Doesn't really matter. Just think it'd be nice to look back and say, oh, I did quite a few that week. I also also write the dates and the amounts on the front of the envelope, just so that when I unstuff them I can know. Also, I had a decision. I wasn't, when I coloured these initial ones in, I wasn't really thinking about how I was going to colour the envelopes. Thinking about it now, I probably should have sort of done them in rows to match the colours of the background, but I didn't. I kind of did, but the blue went a bit haywire. Anyway, so what my plan is to do even numbers in a mixture of red and blue, and odd numbers in a mixture of green and what other colour sharpness have I got? None. Well, black, that's kind of boring. I've got darker greens, maybe the 2 greens for the odd numbers. Yeah. Right, so that's 2 done. And as you can see, I've coloured all the boxes in now. So if anyone else has got a Ninja or something like a Ninja, so basically a Ninja, if you didn't know, the one we've got is a combination air fryer and pressure cooker. You can use it as a slow cooker, a dehydrator. It's 11 in 1, so it's got 11 different functions that you can use. So if anyone else has got a, sorry, I lost my train of thought again. If anyone else has got one of those, or even just a pressure cooker or anything like that, and you have any sort of like suggestions for budgety friendly recipe ideas, I'd be very grateful. So far we've cooked in it roast chicken. I did meatballs in like a pasta sauce, and I actually cooked the spaghetti in with it, so it was literally all in one, all at the same time. The cooking time was less than 20 minutes, so I used the air fry function to begin with to brown off the meatballs, I guess, and then I chucked them all in the pan with tomatoey sauce, you know, herbs and spices and that kind of thing. Pasta, which I had to snap in half, which really I don't like snapping pasta. I've got a thing about spaghetti, has to be in one. But anyway, I did. It was fine. I ate it. Oh, I didn't write the amount. And then I added a little bit of water. I actually added probably too much water, and then I popped it on pressure cook for 8 minutes, and the pasta was cooked perfectly, the meatballs were cooked perfectly, but the sauce was a little bit too wet for our tastes. So in the future I might use a little bit less water, but it was perfectly fine and we all enjoyed it. The other thing I've cooked is I cooked some salt and pepper Chinese style chips. So we don't eat chips very often in this house, to be honest, unless we get a takeaway, but obviously takeaways are completely out of the budget at the moment. But I needed some lunch, and it was and I just fancied some, so I had some for lunch one day this week. Anyway, this isn't a recipe channel. Sorry if this whole conversation has been a bit boring. I think it is interesting though to find out what other budget people, especially if they sort of set themselves a relatively low grocery budget, what sort of things they cook. Gives you ideas, because don't you hate it when you're an adult is you spend 90% of your time thinking, what the hell am I going to cook today? So there we go. So that is all I've got to do today. I think everything's been done. The challenge is looking pretty snazzy. The budget is looking pretty good for this week, and I will be back on Thursday to do a little check-in. So look forward to seeing you there. Don't forget, we're still trying to think of a little name for Dinosaur. So if you can think of anything that you think suits him, let me know. I'm liking some of the suggestions we got last time, but I haven't decided on a specific, excuse me, I'm gonna burp. Yeah, I like some of the names that were suggested last time, but I haven't settled on one yet. Right, so I will leave you there. I will stop my rambling and get about my day, although it's late, so it's actually late on Friday night, so I'm going to edit this together and get it uploaded ready for tomorrow morning. So when you watch this, it will be Saturday. So enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your weekend. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you all on Thursday. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.